Good afternoon. Welcome to 13 News at Noon on this Friday. We've made it to the end of the work week.
It's Friday.
We, of course, want to know what the weather's going to be. We've got Friday night football. We've got IU homecoming tomorrow, and it was plenty of sunshine outside this morning.
Tonight looks good. The rest of the day today looks fantastic. You have noticed a few clouds starting to filter in. I think everything you have going on today looks great. The weekend, big changes. Big changes, lots of ups and downs, storms, rain, wind, we've got it all. This quiet pattern that we've been in, boy, we've been lucky because it's all about to come crashing down. Let me talk about what's going to happen today and get you through the early part of tomorrow, and then we'll kind of set up for what we can expect, and I'll really dive into that because there's a lot to it. So let me spend a little bit of time talking about the rest of the day. It's Friday after all. Let's enjoy Friday. 60s currently for much of the area. There's a 70 showing up for Terre Haute. It has been the warm spot over the last several days or so. Temperatures going to keep warming up because, as I mentioned, this front is headed our way, but ahead of it, extremely warm air, and this will arrive tomorrow. It's going to really boost our temperatures. We could get close to a record, although I don't know that we'll break it. Let's talk about the rest of the day. You see some of the high thin clouds that have rolled in. Those not going to cause too many problems, but we'll likely see a lot more of that as the day wears on. Should be able to get those temperatures into the 70s. This south wind, that's doing a lot of the work as well, in addition to some of that sunshine. Daytime high temperatures in the 70s. We'll cool things down tonight, but keep them relatively mild. We'll go only down to 58, partly cloudy skies. And then tomorrow, some big changes. Look at this, up to the 80s for daytime high temperatures, rain, storms, winds. And that's just on Saturday. I'll talk about what to expect. I'll break it down hour by hour coming up.
All right, we will see you then, Rob. Thank you. To the headlines now, turning now to a story we've been following. The public responding to the new AES rate hike settlement. And we're getting more clarity today on what the deal between the city, Indy DPW, Department of Public Works, and AES Indiana means for you.
This agreement that the utility and others have filed yesterday shows that their initial request was incredibly inflated.
The settlement means AES is cutting its request to raise rates in half. The move faced opposition from customers and state leaders. The Indiana Office of the Utility Consumer Counselor, basically the consumer advocate for you, says they got nearly 7,000 comments opposing this increase. They represent customers in rate increase reviews. AES says under this new agreement, the average customer would see bills go up by about $10 a month. But some advocates say that's still too much.
Residential customers would see a nearly 7% rate increase, whereas the very large industrial and commercial customers would only see a rate increase in the 3 to 4% range. So there's a concern about the equity of who's paying for this rate increase. And right now, the settlement agreement is putting the burden on households here in Indianapolis rather than wealthy businesses that are doing fine economically.
Now, AES says the increase is due to the rising cost of business right now. The Indiana Utility Regulatory Commission does have to sign off on any rate increase, and that board's decision is expected next spring. State lawmakers are responding to reports that AES could be acquired by private equity firm BlackRock. Reports show BlackRock is looking to buy AES for $38 billion. In a statement, State Representative Greg Porter says AES customers have had enough. They're already paying high monthly bills that are constantly increasing. That was his comment yesterday. Porter went on to advocate for the city of Indianapolis to buy AES Indiana. That's something we've heard city county councilors say they are considering. In the courtroom, a judge issued a no-contact order for the man accused of shooting 2 CVS workers last week. Terry Rowe Jr. now ordered to stay away from that CVS right there. Police say Rowe is harassing the workers at the 10th and Sherman location after getting angry about a prescription. Rowe fired shots outside the CVS, according to investigators, hitting 2 women. He's due back in court next week. His trial has been set for December. A man and woman are facing charges accused of setting a Crawfordsville church on fire last December. Tanner Northcutt and Daley Pender were charged with arson and false informing. Officers say they searched their phones and social media over the last 2 months for evidence and finally made an arrest this week. The fire at One Way Pentecostal Church destroyed the building. A tiny home community is sparking some big conversations right now on the city's west side. Lyndhurst Baptist Church is building 6 tiny homes for the homeless, as well as some duplexes and a community center. It's on land the church already owns. Our Logan Gay spoke with the pastor and some neighbors who have mixed feelings about this development.
Come wintertime, Lyndhurst Baptist Church pastor Ben Wakefield says you can expect to see 6 new tiny homes similar to this one here on their property. It's part of the church members' mission to help people without homes.
These are human beings. They are worthy of a nice home. We want to drive by and look at the homes and say, that's a place I would live in. It's not only good for our clients, but it's also good for our neighborhood as well.
But not all neighbors feel that way. Both Kimberly Stewart and Christy Hayes live near the church. They believe it's the wrong place to have a project like this. They've been pushing back against the project.
We just don't need it in this community. I mean, we're trying to revive it, and this is, I think, only going to make it decline. And it's going to take the property value down of people that live around here.
We feel hopeless. We feel shut out. We feel like we don't know what we're doing around here. We don't have no communication whatsoever.
But other neighbors say they see the need in the community and believe this plan is a good way to step up.
I think it is a great idea. I think what the church is doing for the community is awesome. There is a lot of good people out here that need some help, you know, in different ways. Couldn't ask for a better place or a better community to do something like that in.
The project has been years in the making, and church leaders say they've been very intentional about safety and keeping community the center of this project.
Our first clients are people we know. They're people we've known for over a year. They've been background checked, and so there's that personal connection.
A connection that is still working its way around the community. In Indianapolis, Logan Gay, 13 News.
Conversation continues. Logan, thank you. A heads up now for drivers downtown. A stretch of Capitol Avenue is going to be closing next week. Let's show you where we're talking about. It's going to close between 14th and 16th Streets while crews build a new pedestrian bridge, and that bridge will connect IU Health's new downtown hospital to the medical office building across the street. Indigo buses are going to detour south down Meridian with a temporary stop at 14th and Meridian until about the middle of next month, November 17th. Work on that bridge is expected to wrap up in January. If you've been speeding in the 465 and I-69 work zones on the northeast side, you may want to check your mail for a notice. INDOT says it's mailing out more than 168,000 violations since enforcing the speed limit there. More than 162,000 were first offense warning letters. More than 4,000 were $75 fines for the second offense, and nearly 2,500 were $150 fines for third or subsequent offenses. That's about 1,000 tickets a day. A spokesperson for INDOT says the department collected more than 600,000 fines so far. That money will go into the state's general fund. The speed limit in the Northeast Marion County work zone has been reduced to 45 miles an hour, so drivers going more than 55 are at risk of getting a violation. Third-ranked IU football taking the field tomorrow down in Bloomington at home. It's an extra special game, of course, because it's homecoming, and that means a lot of partying. But when students, specifically those underage, celebrate too much, IU police say they hope those students know that they can call for help. Governor Mike Braun signed Indiana's updated Lifeline law earlier this year. It now protects underage students from arrest when they need help because of alcohol-related emergencies. The previous version of this law protected only those calling 911 for help, not the actual person who drank too much.
We want to make sure that they're responding and they're not holding themselves back because of fear of prosecution.
The law makes clear those getting help in an emergency will not face arrest or prosecution, but students do have to stay on the scene, provide their name, and cooperate with police.